I haven't gotten a haircut in over 18 months. That's by far the longest I've ever gone without a haircut. In fact, even though it's a pretty simple thing, it's probably the most bold decision I've ever made regarding my appearance. I'd actually been talking to my wife for a while about growing my hair out and really putting in some effort to do that, but of course, like a lot of people, the pandemic provided the perfect opportunity to do that. From Bo Burnham to Kyle down the street, it seemed like everybody was growing their flow out for a few months, so I took the advantage as well. After all, I wouldn't even feel safe going into a barbershop for at least a few months into the pandemic anyway. But I quickly learned that growing your hair out isn't as simple as it seems. Okay, sure, all you technically need to do is go to bed one day and wake up the next day without cutting your hair, but there's a lot involved to make it look good. For the first couple months, it's just long enough where it will poke you in the eyes. Then it grows out slightly longer, but not nearly long enough to be called long. These are the months when you wear hats pretty much 24/7. Hide it and keep it out of your face. But then around 6 to 8 months, something magical happens. It's finally long enough to get out of your face, long enough to shake around a bit, and it finally looks good. Back then, I actually remember telling my wife that when my hair got longer, I was probably going to cut it back to that length. I was really enjoying having it at that length, and I thought I'd want to keep it at that forever. As you can probably tell though, that didn't really happen. I think one of the reasons that I don't want to cut my hair, besides just enjoying it long and it's still not being too long for me or getting annoying and just wanting to see where it goes, is about control and taking control of something new in my life. Looking back on my life, and especially my adult years since I graduated high school and went off to college, I played by other people's rules too often. In college, I got involved in a student organization that required a lot of participation, and they kind of drew you in. Once you started coming to meetings, they started inviting you to other things just for members, and then they started grooming you for leadership. So by the time I was a sophomore, I was already applying for leadership in this group, which of course came with more responsibility and more time involved. And not just time involved, but other responsibilities too. Like being a leader required that you spend your fall break with the club out of town on a retreat thing. And I started spending more and more time isolating myself with this group just to try to fit in, just to try to be, move up in the leadership of this group instead of spending time with other people that I cared about or just doing other things that I cared about. And looking back, I wish I had branched out more, had tried organizations that I was interested in, had maybe pursued my hobbies a little more instead of feeling like I had to put all my time and energy into this one group. And it's the same thing academically too. I studied business and I saw all of my classmates gunning for top positions, being recruited by really, high level employers, and I felt like I needed to kind of pursue the same thing. Like I needed to pursue a professional, high level career. It only took 4 years of business school and 2 years of working a corporate job to figure out what it is that I really want. I realized that I am a creative person, that working creatively, that creating things makes me feel fulfilled. I also realized that money isn't as important as I thought it was. Sure, you kind of still need it to live in today's world, and there's a level of security that comes with money, but even though I'm not there yet, that's okay. I realized that I'll never be more happy if I have more, whether it's more money or a better job or have achieved my dreams, whatever those are. I'm not going to be more happy than I am now, because happiness is an internal thing and it's not in response to the situation around us. And if it is in response to the situation around us, then we'll never be truly happy. Maybe most of all, I'm finally comfortable where I am. I've always been very forward thinking. As Yoda says of Luke Skywalker, I'm always looking to the future. I spent most of college looking to after college, to when I had a job, to when I thought I would have more free time to pursue the things I like. And then I got a job and I was looking forward to the future when I thought I would, be more successful or when I'd be able to create better things. It was always about the future. It was never about the now. Forget all of other people's influence, forget my career, forget finances. The hardest thing to break was that future thinking mindset. So that's why I'm keeping my hair long for now, I think. It's a daily reminder to live in the now. If I always focus on the future, if I focused on the future with my hair, it would never feel long enough. I'd always imagine it longer than it is now, wish it was longer, but it would never get there. Why? because it just grows one day at a time. Every day I go to bed, I wake up, and it's just a little bit longer. And it's not even a noticeable amount longer, but then all of a sudden I reach a year and a half and I can look back and see so much progress, so much change. And that's the lesson I'm trying to learn every day. And that's the mindset I'm trying to take to the rest of my life, not looking ahead to the future so much, but instead enjoying the now and being happy in the now. And sure, having goals, having dreams, but just taking the small steps every day that will put me on the path towards those dreams instead of constantly wishing that I had already achieved them. Of course, you don't need to grow your hair out to achieve that mindset, but I think it is helpful to evaluate and reflect on those questions. Of course, it's great to have dreams and goals. Those are the guideposts that kind of keep us centered as we move forward. But are you always focused on those guideposts? Do you really enjoy the day-to-day process? Would you be happy doing the day-to-day process to reach those goals, even if you never actually reach them? Are you fulfilled just by the day-to-day process? Or are you just daydreaming? Are you constantly thinking about achieving success without actually enjoying each day? Thanks for watching.